I've been avoiding everybody calling it a pick'em fight.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now, it could go either way, but I'm going to go with Crawford.
It's like I always loved Mayweather. I think Mayweather's the best boxer in history.
Really?
Yeah, I liked Mayweather. I was a huge fan.
Best boxer in history.
Yeah.
Ahead of Ali.
Yeah. I mean, Ali's Ali, right? But Mayweather's never lost. It's hard to, he's never lost to anybody. And I like it.
Sports analyst Stephen A. Smith recently surprised fans with his bold take on a potential showdown between Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford. Meanwhile, Paulie Malignaggi offered his own perspective, pointing out that Mayweather went up against elite fighters such as Cotto and a young Canelo Alvarez, levels of competition he believes Crawford hasn't consistently faced. Malignaggi added that a matchup between Mayweather in his prime and Crawford would have been a historic clash, worthy of comparison to greats like Sugar Ray Leonard and Sugar Ray Robinson.
Mayweather, I thought, took on some pretty tough 154-pounders and it was in a young Canelo and a very tough Cotto who was punching very hard from 40 to 54. You know, remember Cotto had knocked out Delvin Rodriguez at 54. He'd still done some damage at 54, and I thought
won a title at 60.
Yeah, and I thought he knocked out Martinez at 60, and I thought he gave Mayweather a pretty good fight at 54. I don't know. I can't say I disagree or agree. I just think that Mayweather, because it's so far away, so long ago, you know, and people sort of start to underestimate the things he did. You know, people talk about Canelo takes his repertoire from the Mayweather repertoire. No, he doesn't. Mayweather fought ex-champions. This guy's fighting guys who will never even smell, may never smell a belt in their life, and he was fighting them. So. You know, Mayweather, even if you're saying, oh, he didn't fight the very best, he still fought champions and ex-champions, even at 47, even at 54. So, I don't know, man. The comparison, listen, Crawford-Mayweather would have been an amazing fight in their prime. Just like you insert Ray Leonard in there, just like you insert Ray Robinson.
Additionally, trainer Greg Hackett highlighted the difference in performances, noting that Mayweather's bout with Canelo showcased his unmatched confidence, fight IQ, and all-around skill set. In contrast, Hackett pointed out that Crawford appeared less decisive early on, as he was still working out Madrimov's style during their matchup.
Of course you got to give it to Floyd. Floyd at that time, Ben, what's up? Floyd at that time versus Canelo was in total confidence. His skill set, his IQ, you know what I'm saying? Everything he do, he was just a complete fighter that night. But I feel like was up against a lot because he was fighting a guy that we knew something about, but we ain't know too much about. People don't understand how much a fighter could be thrown off by what he don't know. And the reason it throws you off is because you're actually learning about the fighter while you in there. That's what Bud went up against that night. That's why he didn't look so great. To me, I could be wrong, but he didn't look so great to me because he was learning a lot about Madrimov while he was in there with Madrimov, opposed to Floyd Mayweather fighting Canelo, and we already know what this is. You know what I'm saying? And it's totally different styles, but I still got to give it to Mayweather. His confidence, his endurance, his speed, his ring generalship, you know what I mean? It's just a lot that he brought to the table that night.
On top of that, Andrew Tate expressed his admiration for Mayweather, calling him the greatest boxer of all time. He emphasized Floyd's razor-sharp precision, high fight IQ, and disciplined approach, highlighting how Mayweather prioritized defense, career longevity, and strategic earnings rather than chasing flashy knockouts.
Like I always loved Mayweather. I think Mayweather's the best boxer in history.
Really?
Yeah, I liked Mayweather. I was a huge fan.
Best boxer in history.
Yeah.
Ahead of Ali.
Yeah. I mean, Ali's Ali, right? But Mayweather's never lost. It's hard to, he's never lost to anybody. And I liked him because he was so clinical and so precise. And he took his ego out of it and said, I want to have a longer career than everyone else. So I'm going to focus on not getting hit and hitting him. I may not get the knockout. I don't need the knockout. I've won. Just win, clinical, chess. Win, payday. Win, payday. Your fight was boring. 100 bill, whatever, 100 mil, whatever. Yeah, boring, cool. Next, win, da-da. He was really smart. So I like Mayweather. He's someone I've always looked up to and I really respect.
However, Stephen A. Smith countered by declaring Terence Crawford the top fighter in the world today, calling him the true pound-for-pound king. He emphasized that Crawford's accomplishments in the four-belt era, including becoming an undisputed world champion, solidify his status at the very peak of the sport.
I've been avoiding everybody calling it a pick'em fight.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now, it could go either way, but I'm going to go with Crawford.
Terence Crawford is the best fighter on the planet. Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this four-belt era, he is now the undisputed world champion.
Oscar de la Hoya shared an interesting perspective, calling Floyd Mayweather the best trainer he's ever worked with. He added that if Mayweather were to face Terence Crawford, Floyd would likely evolve his strategy and adjust his approach, showcasing his ability to adapt and further prove his greatness inside the ring.
Floyd, for me, is the best trainer I've ever had in my life. He would revitalize his style. He would make him a new fighter. That's how great Floyd is.
According to Max Kellerman, while Mayweather's resume stands out as the stronger of the two, Terence Crawford has demonstrated a greater openness to fighting all challengers. Regardless of style or reputation,
it's wild because, like, if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior lights, bring him. Lightweight, he jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first fight, then I didn't, but then he won the rematch. But once he left lightweight, he was careful about when he fought guys. So even though his resume is deeper with names, people remember, yeah, but he didn't want it with certain dudes at certain times. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone the whole time. Oh, yes. That makes a difference to people.
Jeff Mayweather highlighted Floyd's victory over a young Canelo Alvarez as a clear example of his exceptional skill and ring intelligence. He also acknowledged the potential Canelo showed early in his career, making Floyd's performance in that fight even more impressive.
Well, also if we remember, Canelo at that time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw. And then the other two judges scored it for Floyd, of course. And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he still took him, into deep waters. So
what was Canelo? What, 20-something? 23, 25?
Yeah, he was. Very, very young in the game, obviously.
Errol Spence Jr. praised Floyd Mayweather's extraordinary ring intelligence and elite skill set, saying those qualities set him apart from the rest. He added that these traits have firmly secured Floyd's legacy as one of the greatest boxers the sport has ever seen.
It's a little different because, Floyd's is different. I feel like he's the best fighter. I don't know about all time. He might be the best fighter all time. If not, he's close, 2-3, yeah. And not by far. So it's just it's a little bit different things that Floyd does. And Floyd was a lot older when I sparred him, and it's just certain things that he does that that's real tricky. Like the guy we get in the clinch, he was like squeezing my nose, and so I couldn't breathe and stuff like that. So it's just certain things that he do in there. It's just veteran stuff, just veteran all-time type stuff he was doing in
He went on to say that although a showdown between Crawford and Mayweather will remain a fantasy matchup, Floyd's exceptional mental acuity and psychological advantages would give him a unique edge over any opponent.
Like Floyd would beat Crawford, would you think? I know that's just a fantasy matchup.
Man, I don't know.
I'm reaching,
I don't get into all that. Yeah. I don't know who went out. Sugar Ray Robinson and Floyd. I don't know, man.
But for Floyd was the best work, just like mental games, everything.
Oh yeah, mentally, by far, I feel like he's the best. He's the best mentally.
Robert Garcia acknowledged Terence Crawford's historic achievement of becoming an undisputed champion, but explained that in a prime-for-prime matchup, he would slightly favor Floyd Mayweather or Manny Pacquiao. Even so, he made it clear that Crawford deserves recognition as one of the sport's all-time greats.
Mayweather never became undisputed. He's a 5-division champion, but never became undisputed. Never really followed that unification, stuff like that. So I think when it comes to accomplishments, I think he's already done more. In a fight, I probably still pick Mayweather. Both in the prime, I would probably pick Mayweather to win. Just like I would probably pick Pacquiao to win, both in the prime.
Ooh, to beat Crawford.
I think so.
Prime for prime? Nice.
Yeah. But is Crawford one of the greatest of all time? 100%. There definitely he is.
Shane Mosley drew a comparison between Terence Crawford and Jose Luis Castillo, the fighter who once gave Mayweather one of his toughest nights in the ring. Mosley explained that Crawford's power, long reach, ability to switch stances, and relentless pressure could test Floyd's defensive brilliance and make for a challenging matchup.